Peace. Yo, peace to the divine infinite self and peace to the divine infinite consciousness in all realms and realities, expressing itself through its own individuality. Yes, but coming from the one, because that's all there is. I'm talking to the woolly haired man, but others is welcome to join in and help raise their vibration as well, and to get back on track in the school of life. All right, so yeah, my young original man, young, old, middle age. When we dealing with the semen retention thing, they're really attacking you right now, so that you won't be able to retain any type of life force that you're producing on a constant, regular basis. What I mean by that is, you're pretty much depleting yourself. You're keeping yourself in your lower chakras when you're looking at your significant others or just your family members, man. Not like not your family members. I'm talking about like, your outside peoples. Like, people you say what's up to and stuff like that. Your familiars and stuff. You know what I mean? They got the same genetic codes and stuff. You know what I mean? But y'all don't have the same portals. That's what I'm talking about. Okay. So, excuse me. You kind of sexualize these beings, you know what I mean? So you forgot your power. Some of us was born with the power, the power they knew to be able to discern from right and wrong, even if they weren't told what's right and what's wrong, So and that right there alone just will show you the power of the Most High if you just allow it to take control, because it's like a video game and shit. You know what I'm saying? When you're young, you hear the voice even more. You know what's right and what's wrong. But as you grow, that voice it starts to diminish. So you become the voice at that time. Remember, you're the Most High expressing itself in different forms of existence, in different shapes and forms of matter or matiere. And it's basically called wisdom, or something that is made manifest from what is known, something that you can see that's born. When you come into this reality, it's already here for you to study and to obtain an understanding. Use it as a bridge to get to the understanding. Now, when you're dealing with the semen retention, it ain't your fault really right now at this point. You was really an innocent being. You know what I'm saying? Your history got fucked up. They turned your life pretty much upside down and shit. They cater into your woman's lower side, which is she's in control, and you see in her lower side, she doesn't take control of the family and bring this shit back together. She has to be in her higher self, and to do that, she has to see and reflect you and your higher self and what you're doing. You know what I mean? So this is why it's important to do semen retention right now. For the new generation that's young, I'm talking about the one that's, the millennium babies, your 2000s, and on. Y'all the new grown, y'all finna be the new grown folk, So pay attention to see what happened before you, what transpired before you, because most of you guys that's here now, you came here through loving parents. The ones that's before, their parents kind of went through some of the residue end of what I grew up in and had to master. So basically what you guys is like, don't fumble the ball if you know or are kind of aware of some of your powers a little bit. And then, because right now they're attacking you, they got porn at the fingertips, so they want you to release this over and over again. You'll forget how to be just basically a kid, playing sports, just running around childlike. You know what I'm saying? You're not perverted in your mind, where you're continuously releasing some of the genes that you have may be prone to releasing, because of the fact that even though you probably was a moral soul, you succumbed to the gene that was here, and so thus you became the example for someone else to look at, to master, and what to not be, or what to be. But if you want to come out of that slumber, you have to do the knowledge to yourself and see like, okay, this is what it is. You know what you feel. You have to know your feeling. And food got a lot to do with this, because food and semen retention, this goes hand in hand. You know what I'm saying? When to eat, how to eat, and what to eat. You know, we've been fed the protein myth. Like, yo, get your protein. You know, mugs want to get swole as a man. They want to do their little push-ups and pull-ups and all these things. Just want to get them. They want to be right, but then they lack the discipline. You know, really what happened is they lose the desire through releasing, probably having self-equality of sex or something with a wisdom that's probably here to do that. You know, then doesn't really matter about making, you know, the divine union. You know what I mean? So they'll be like, hey, pick me. I'll shit, whatever. And then, you know, the mentality will kick in, which is the cluster B personality, the idolize, devalue, and discard. Boom, because mugs ain't healed, that'll happen and shit like that. And then when you low on your semen or whatnot, you're gonna be more insecure in yourself, because she's attracted to you through your security, like how secure you are with your own being in that light. That's what make you banging, you know. So keeping that and eating the fruits is the liquid light. Like, if you can even say that this is a prison, you come on, like, oh, this is a prison, da 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 da. You know what I'm saying? Well, yeah, if it is, this motherfucker, what you got to do is work out, eat the right food that the prison guard people give you, which is the trees and the fruits and all of that. You know what I mean? And eat at the right times. Eat certain foods at certain times of the week. Your body is amazing if you just listen to it. You know, people, you know, you got doctors that, you know, brothers like Dr. Sabi, of course, he give you the whole alkaline diet when he's dealing with the leaves and the greens and all of these herbs and things of that nature, and that's beautiful. And then you got, you know, Dr. Robert Morris, who's dealing with the fruits and the berries and the veggies and the little herbs and the botanicals, the whatever, not to help, you know, clean out your glandulars and all these different things, which is beautiful. You know what I mean? And tell you what you can't eat, like, yo, don't eat the acid ash, you know, foods dealing with you know, beans or grains or something like that. But those are things you can eat, but you can only eat them at a certain time. Your body can utilize these things and utilize the energy as a slow digestive form, where you don't have to eat as often as you think you do, especially in this now time. You know, further clogging up your system and making more mucus. And mucus is how you use to get, you know, the viruses and the sewage and all the bacteria and all that, the bad bacteria out your body. But, you know, but when you create too much access of it, then it gets backed up. Then it's like, it's not moving. Then it's like, damn, you kind of messed up. So yeah, semen retention is the same way in the good. It'll help out. It's the same way in a good way too. When it adds up though, when it adds up, it helps your body to get the energy functions, the energy centers, all the information to the energy centers at the right points in time. But you got to be doing the right thing. You know what I mean? And you know, and having your mind under control, and not having your mind control you, because you're you. And when I say you're like no shape, form, or whatnot. You taking shape and form in this reality. You know what I mean? You came from the divine source, even from different separate sources that's connected to the divine, depending on who you are. But we all are. However, all of us are playing a different role in this game, you know? So for others to get an understanding, or basically for you to get an understanding. So as far as for the original man to get back into his original groove, because, you know, or the black man, the woolly hair people, you know, there's different shades all over the world. You know what I mean? You got black people that live in the desert. They got the chinky eyes. Yeah, I said chinky. You know what I'm saying? They got the chinky eyes, and they only like brown skin, but they in the hottest part of Africa. So that just shows and proves that you don't have to be an knowledge seed. You don't have to be super dark to be in the sun. You know what I mean? You can actually, your melanin is so cold, you charged up in the sun, you're able to endure certain things. You're in the kingdom. You can live. You don't really want for much except for food. You got, you know, clothing. You're in the kingdom. That's like covering up at certain times of the day, you know, or if you have some kind of ceremonial thing, you know, and sheltered. Yeah, that's when you got different kinds of weather. But you're supposed to be enmeshed into the nature, into the life around you. Yet in studying it, there's so many different kinds of life. Being that, you know, the original type of life that was here came from the original source. But now, you know, we got so many different divisions of the self because there's a sickness in the big being that we're on right now. It's so many different divisions that when, you know, to study this plane, you had life forms who made certain insects to come in to take DNA from people. Just like how they kind of doing now while they're on the plane, they're doing it still. You know what I mean? Putting different nano probes or whatnot, you know, in there to study people's DNA and see who's evolved and who's not. You know what I'm saying? Basically, you know, but it's the same thing with that technology that they have, because the flies, they only go to, you know, urinal things, spit, you know, shit, blood, or you know, stuff like that. They don't really land on, they may hit a little sweat, but you know, it's like, that's sweat, you know, but they normally go to those type of gross things. That's like the nectar for them in their world, you know what I mean? Like in our world, the bee goes to the flower, you know, but in their world, they send and they make, we're their flower, you know what I mean? So they get the energy from us, and this is how they come up here and figure niggas out. So when you shave up on your semen retention, it's really no way, because if you're a moral spirit, you should be only doing defense. You're not an offensive player, you know what I mean? Naturally, you know what I mean? That's why you see a lot of niggas playing on defense and shit. In football, you're like, oh shit, defense wins the game, man. You know what I mean? So